Welcome everyone to the Frontenac Christmas Bird Count's 10-year celebration. My name is Carolyn, and through this presentation, I will share a brief history as well as highlights and accomplishments of the Frontenac Christmas Bird Count over its first 10 counts. Christmas bird counts originated as an alternative to a hunting tradition known as the side hunt, where participants aimed to shoot as many birds as possible on Christmas Day. In the year 1900, 27 people in 25 locations across northeastern North America, including Toronto, chose to instead celebrate the Christmas season by counting birds in support of conservation for the relatively new National Audubon Society. The Christmas bird count has since become the longest-running and widest-ranging census of winter bird populations across North America and even beyond. Our Frontenac Circle is part of a huge network that allows scientists to study bird trends at local, regional, national, and international scales. Among other things, Christmas bird counts have tracked both declines and recovery of bird populations, impacts of climate and land use change on birds and their habitat, nomadic patterns of eruptive finches, and the spread of disease. The idea for a Christmas bird count census circle in this area arose through the Friends of Frontenac Park, who were interested in extending their reach into the local community and supporting citizen science. After some early scoping, the Friends decided that the scale of organizing a Christmas bird count was beyond their capacity. Knowing there was interest, and with the skills and ability to take this on, Michael and I worked with Birds Canada to establish a local circle. Christmas bird count circles are named after the central town or place within. This count reflects the presence of Frontenac Provincial Park within the circle, although the park area only covers about 1/5 of the total census area. The first Frontenac Christmas bird count in 2015 had 21 participants. Among these, 10 have remained particularly active, having surveyed most years since then. With experience in science, volunteer engagement, and nature education, I committed to running a Christmas bird count that was empowering and inclusive, where everyone is welcome and has equal opportunity to contribute to the team. Usually falling early in the count window, we promote the Frontenac Christmas bird count as the ideal first count for new surveyors and novice birders. Almost every year, we offer a pre-count Winter Birds 101 program to refresh people's memory of the most likely birds they will encounter in the Frontenac Circle. We built teams of experienced leaders and newer participants, putting folks in small groups and encouraging pedestrian travel to facilitate knowledge transfer. Every 2 to 3 years, we offer a Christmas bird count for kids and their families. And when COVID hit, we developed a How to Conduct a CBC Survey workshop to build confidence in people to survey alone or in their own small group. In this 2-part program, a virtual Part 1 guided participants on establishing a count site or route and provided training on the survey protocol, and a field-based Part 2 was a mock survey to practice surveying. Our goal for every participant is to feel empowered and to contribute to their fullest ability while having fun at the same time. The Kingston Field Naturalists Teen Naturalist Group have since adopted the Frontenac Christmas bird count as one of their annual outings, often opening up their survey team to welcome other interested teens. Some years, the group is so large that we rent a van to keep all the teens together in one vehicle, rotating survey tasks and responsibilities among the group. Over time, participation in the Frontenac Christmas bird count has grown. The top graph plots the number of field surveyors, the number of feeder yard watchers, and total surveyors. So field plus feeder and yard, all over the past 10 years. And this analysis doesn't include participants in CBC for Kids. You see there's considerable fluctuation, but we really hope that the number of feeder and yard watchers will grow in the future, as this is a very simple way for people of all ages to participate. The lower graph compares 2 trends over time. First, it repeats the dark green bars from the top graph, showing total number of surveyors for each year. The corresponding y-axis is the one on the left. Overlaying on this is a plot of the number of birds counted per person. Basically, the total number of birds counted in a given year divided by the total number of surveyors. The corresponding y-axis is the one on the right. Now, many factors influence how many birds are found on count day, particularly the weather and degree of open water, but also local knowledge and the ability to target known hotspots. On average, each participant contributes about 69 birds to the Frontenac Christmas Bird Count in a given census. And we've made some interesting discoveries over the years. Trumpeter swans are native to Ontario, but were extirpated over 200 years ago from hunting. When a species is extirpated, it's locally extinct. It's gone from a certain region, in our case, Ontario, but still present elsewhere. Efforts to reintroduce trumpeter swans to Ontario began in 1982. Locally, Cataraqui Conservation brought a breeding pair of captive trumpeter swans to Mac Johnson Conservation Area near Brockville in 1999. And this provincial reintroduction program has been extremely successful. The bottom graph shows, in the black line, the growth in the trumpeter swan population over time, from no birds until the mid-1980s, when reintroductions began, a rapidly growing population through the early 2000s, followed by exponential growth in the past decade as populations really become established. Although the Frontenac Christmas Bird Count only has 10 years of data, our findings track provincial trends. The top graph repeats the black line of the provincial population trend and overlays this, albeit on different scales, as shown by the two y-axes, with trumpeter swan numbers reported in the Frontenac census each year. Our numbers fluctuate considerably with the amount of open water, but the trend line for the Frontenac Christmas Bird Count closely matches the increasing provincial population of trumpeter swans. Formerly quite rare, the number of red-bellied woodpeckers began increasing beyond the far southwestern reaches of Ontario since the 1970s, as detected through Christmas bird counts. The top graph shows the number of individual red-bellied woodpeckers counted across all of Canadian Christmas bird counts since 1970. In recent decades, red-bellied woodpeckers have expanded their range into our region, and we're seeing patterns of the national trend in the Frontenac count circle as well. The bottom graph shows a steady increase in red-bellied woodpeckers counted, from none in 2015 to a record high of 26 this year. The red-bellied woodpecker's range expansion northward is believed to be driven by warmer winters, although the species' adaptability to a variety of habitats has also supported its survival. Leucism is a condition where an animal partially lacks pigmentation in part or most of its body. It's uncommon to encounter leucistic animals, although not as rare as encountering an albino, which is a condition where animal lacks all pigment. In 2018, surveyors found not one, but two leucistic birds, and both of them held still long enough to be photographed. In September 2019, I was hiking at Frontenac Provincial Park with fellow Frontenac Christmas Bird Count surveyor Todd, where we watched a pair of red-headed woodpeckers stash acorns in the hole of a standing dead tree. After being relatively absent from our area for many years, this species has been discovered breeding in the park in 2011, and their local population has since grown. But why would a bird that usually migrates be hoarding food this late in the season? At that year's Frontenac Christmas Bird Count, I sent 2 surveyors to look for red-headed woodpeckers in the park, and 3 birds were found. Based on that, I snowshoed out to the site again in March and was able to confirm that yes, red-headed woodpeckers had indeed overwintered. Since then, we always try to send surveyors to check on the red-headed woodpeckers during the Frontenac Christmas Bird Count. This provides valuable data that wouldn't normally be captured because most bird surveys take place during the summer months. The bar graph in this slide shows the number of species counted each year, while the line graph tracks cumulative numbers of species for the Frontenac Circle. In 2015, surveyors counted birds from 37 species, and every year since then, we have added new species to the Circle's list. Over the past 10 years, we've found birds from 88 different species. But on average in a given year, surveyors count birds from about 47 species. In contrast to that first count in 2015, our 10th count in 2024 had 54 field surveyors across 20 teams, plus 13 dedicated feeder and yard watchers, which is phenomenal coverage across the Circle. This year, we also engaged 14 children, along with 7 adults, in a Christmas bird count for kids. An enormous thank you to everyone who contributed to another successful count. The skills of our surveyors extend well beyond birds and citizen science, and we've been blessed to have our own unofficial photographer in our regular surveyor, Simon Smith. Simon even won national recognition for his 2019 submission to the Christmas Bird Count photo contest. The Frontenac Christmas Bird Count wouldn't be what it is today without the support of many organizations over the past 10 years. Kingston Field Naturalists and Birds Canada have been behind us every year. The Friends of Frontenac Park helped get us established, and this year allowed us to leverage their charitable status to secure a community grant from the Township of South Frontenac. And this grant funded outreach, including workshops at Lowbro Public School, the Christmas Bird Count for Kids, and a bird feeder design and build project at Sydenham High School. To celebrate our anniversary, several businesses donated items to pass on to volunteer surveyors as an expression of thanks for your contribution and dedication to the Frontenac Christmas Bird Count, including local birding tour company, Asio Adventures, who were especially generous in their donation. Wintergreen Studios welcomes the general public to their bird counts. Kingston Teen Naturalists, Ontario Parks through Frontenac Provincial Park, and Urban Nature Store also offered financial and in-kind promotional support this year. We are incredibly grateful to all of you. Thank you so much.